Hey folks, Mel here, and for the last several weeks you have been watching my videos and I certainly appreciate that. In those videos you've heard me talk about tips to be successful, how to stay motivated. But the one thing you haven't heard me talk about is what does it mean to be successful? What is success? And the reason you haven't heard me talk about that is because success is different for every person out there. How you define success and how I define success are two completely different things. The other thing I have found is that as you get older, your definition of success will change. Things that you were looking at as successful when you were younger may not be the same as how you see success as you get older. Over the course of time, through all the readings I've done and various things, I came up with what I call my 7 areas of success. These are areas of my life that I like to make sure that I'm putting regular deposits of success into. And in this video, I'm going to share those 7 with you. The other thing is, I'm going to do 7 days of success in which I take each one of these and do one video a day for 7 days. I go a little bit deeper into each one so that you can get a better feel for what those are. Stay tuned for that. With that said, let me dive into my 7 areas of success. The first area of success I have is called physical. This is essentially your general health. How are you doing physically? This could also mean certain things like weight loss goals, workout goals. Are you going to run a marathon? Things like that. The second area I have is financial success. Now, this is what most people think of when they hear success, or at least that's what I've thought of for a lot of my life. And that is, what's your net worth? How much money do you make? How much have you got in savings? The third area I have is called career and purpose. Now, for most of your life, you're going to have a career, and hopefully your career reflects your purpose. But once you get to a certain point in life, you can retire, and that's where you really find out what your purpose is, because you got to have a reason to get out of bed every morning. Next on the list is personal development and play. Well, now that sounds kind of weird. You've got personal development and you have play. Well, the thing about it is studies have shown that if you learn to play a musical instrument, you're rewiring your brain. And that's why I like to lump those two together. The other thing is when we were kids, we learned how the world works by playing. Things like we would play teacher. We would play with blocks to understand how construction works and how weights and all of that does. So that's why I group those two together. The next area I have is family. And this is something that I used to break out into 2 different groups, one for love and romance and then one for family. They are a little bit different, but I combine those 2 together. Basically, the family is your spouse, your kids, your parents, your siblings, all of those types of people. And the reason I did that is because if I had love and romance as a separate area and you didn't have a significant other at that time, and you may be okay with that, I didn't want you to feel like you weren't being successful. So I clumped those 2 together, basically listed out as family. The next area I have is social. We are social beings, and for that reason, social is a big part of our lives. And whether it's the people you work with, the people you go to your church or religious services with, your neighbors, we are going to be social with some group of people. And that's why I list that as an area of success, or at least an area that I like to focus on. And the last one is spiritual. The only reason I list this one as last is because spiritual is extremely personal for a lot of people. This could be meditation, it could be religion, it could be just about anything. With that, that's my 7 areas of success. If you agree with them or don't agree, if you think I missed something, drop it in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like it, share it with your friends, all of that fun stuff. Look out for the videos on each one of these a little bit more in depth, and I'll catch you in the next video.